Going on, billionaires? It's Sunday and we back. We back. We back with another markup. GJ been pretty slow this week. But I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a look at that if y'all haven't seen, what I've been looking at on GJ. And then I'm gonna get into some crypto for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of the cryptos that I'm looking at that I got my eye on. Crypto has been tanking for the past couple months, for real, maybe like 3, 4 plus months. So I got my eyes on them heavily, really looking to start throwing some more bread and positions on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and then we're gonna take a look at GJ first, and then stick around. We're gonna take a look at some crypto. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off, look, we already got ETH running. Already got ETH pulled up. Let's see. March list. Haven't been looking at SPX too much. Ooh. SPX did a stupid move on Friday, and this is a beautiful setup right here. As this was coming down, they have this marked off already. Peep what happened here, real quick. Right, this price was coming down. We had high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price broke here. Now, when price does something like this, breaks a structure like what we see happen here, this is a short sign that all right, price is going to probably drop again to find some support, to solidify that support before it looks to move back to the upside, right? Because this overall trend is in a downtrend. All right, we pushed up a little bit, broke above, and then we see this break back below this line here, right? Retested that line, that resistance line, and then continued to drop. Stupid tank happened right here. And it looks like we might have even got some wicks in there, potentially. Yes. This wick right here. Boom, that wick right there, bullish candle, doji with a nice wick to the upside, drop off, clean. This was a solid move happening at 10 a.m. What's that, New York session? Clean move. That could have been crazy. All right, but let's go ahead and take a look at GJ. GJ has been pretty choppy. I got some positions on here. Didn't even take these positions. Just marking them up because of the fact that this market is so choppy. I'm staying away. Right. I had this marked up here. We got a high that was created. We got a low that was created. Anything between here, I'm just not trading. It's honestly just not worth it. This price has been consolidating for about 4 days, moving sideways, and even this here was a choppy, somewhat choppy downtrend. All right, so let's go ahead though and take a look at what is actually happening on GJ for moving into this new week. Now, something that I do want to point out, as GJ has been consolidating, today is the 28th, August 28th, meaning that the month is about to close. We got about 3 days left on the month. So that's something that I'm paying attention to. Now, looking at this here on my monthly time frame, I'm gonna just get rid of all of these markups. Okay. Looking at this here on the monthly time frame, I had this level here that I wanted price to retest for this double bottom. We did get a wick here, right? We did get a wick here on the month that did tap into this level before it pushed up. Now, P, we even have a railroad here. Technically not a railroad because these two candles are not the same size. But there is a chance that this price could keep falling. If not though, right, another scenario, this doji candle could be a sign that price is looking to reverse and push up, right? We starting to see some exhaustion down here to the downside. Not sure what this line is. This break here, actually, if we zoom in here now, candlesticks is important. If you can learn and understand candlesticks, it's going to take you a long way, right? But if we see this candle, this candle here with this long wick, show this long rejection, me seeing this before any of these happen would have told me that, all right, this price is about to come down soon, right? Because buyers attempted to push it up, sellers came in and pushed this market all the way down. Now, typically what happens in this situation is price wants to fill this wick here, right? We saw it continue to push up, and then these sell-offs is filling this wick to the left. And what I would also say here is this is a support level, right? This is a support that was created here. So as this price comes down, normally or typically it could find a support off of this level, which we can see it did wick off of, right? So dropping into our lower time frames, what are we looking at? A lot of consolidation, choppy market for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks. That's a good 3 months almost. This price has been consolidating to the downside. So what are we looking at here, right? As this price is dropping, we want to be conscious of that, right? And look for selling positions, if anything. Me personally, like I said, I am looking for a breakout of those of that range that I had marked up, right? But as this price is dropping, what I'm keeping in mind is structure, right? And if price is selling right now, typically you're looking for selling positions. So let's go ahead and drop to our daily. Weekly isn't really giving me too much to look at, besides the fact that overall, right, overall, this price is in an uptrend. Okay, so what price could be doing right now is creating a higher low, right? We got low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Price could be looking to find some support here before pushing up, right? Which will also play into that double bottom that we saw here, right? Right side, strong side, as this price continues to push to the upside. So looking here, what I would do personally is go ahead and mark off a daily zone, right? As a daily demand zone, right? Daily demand zone. We see a nice wick happen over here, nice wick over here. We even saw a nice drop over here. So I'm gonna just target this one because of the fact that price reached here and is kind of playing at this level. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark this one in here. Right, and notice this is also at this line that we have this marked in as a support level that could be found, right? A zone in a support level or a higher time frame support level, right? Remember we drew that in on our weekly time frame, shows a lot, okay? So that could be, you know, some confirmation that this price is potentially looking to move to the upside. Right, let's go ahead and drop to our 4-hour, get a little more detail in here. And now what we're looking at again, is this price indeed still in a downtrend? Okay, so let's highlight this: high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, range. Okay, but even this range here is starting to create higher lows, okay, which is something that we want to notice that could tell us that, you know, price is potentially losing momentum to the downside, right? So I'll take this off. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and mark off this range again, just how I had it. So now when you're marking your lines off, charts, all that stuff, you want to be precise, right? You want to make sure that everything lines up so that when you start to move around and jump around on time frames, you know exactly what you're looking at, right? So for me, I use a line for a continuation and I use an arrow for a break of structure. And I'll just go ahead and show y'all that now. So, and that's depending on the time frame that you're trading on, right? So looking at this higher time frame, 4-hour, I'm gonna go ahead and mark this in on my 4-hour time frame. All right, which is going to give me that bigger structure of this trend here, this downtrend. All right, so looking at a downtrend, all right, I'll give y'all a couple seconds to think about it. Looking at a downtrend, what level needs to be respected, right? Or what can't be broken in a downtrend? If this happens, we know that our downtrend has been broken. What levels are we looking for to be respected in a downtrend? Is it going to be our highs or our lows need to be respected in a downtrend? It's going to be our highs, right? Because if we see a break of a high and a downtrend, that's going to tell us this downtrend has been broken. And now price is, you know, potentially looking to move to the upside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw in a break of structure line, right? Or arrow telling me that, all right, if this line breaks or if this arrow breaks, right? If this arrow here breaks, I know that my downtrend has been broken and price is probably looking to push up into these previous highs. All right, so we got our high there. And when it comes to the breakup structure, you want to drop that at your swing high, right? So we have a high here. We also have a high that was created here. And we got some minor highs as this price was dropping. Minor highs will be targeted on our lower time frames. But as far as the higher time frame, again, we want to target the swing, right? So we see a high here and a high here, but this was the highest one of this general area, right? Which is why I targeted, this high here and drew my line in here and not down here. All right. But now, as for when it comes to a continuation of price, we want to zoom in, right? We want to get as precise and close to price as possible, because all it's going to be showing is price continuing the move that it's already making. All right. So if price is going to continue this downtrend, I will mark off this low here, right? Which is right at price right now, right? So if this price breaks here, see it break down, retest, and a potential continuation to downside. Now, you would still want to keep these levels in mind here if this price does break and start to fall, right? Because they are lows that price could, tap into and then look to reverse, tap into and then look to reverse, right? But you want to keep an eye on price and see what it wants to do. And from where price is currently to our first low is about 114 pips. So me personally, excuse me personally, looking at this, if I got a break and a retest of this line, I will be looking to target this area here around 160, 400 level, right? Which is about 112 pips. Then again, if we get another break up there or some confirmation confluence here, that tells me that price is continuing. My next target would be here around 159, 600 level. All right. And then past that, we will be looking for this zone to be broken down here to continue moving down. Something you also want to keep in mind is that this is a zone here, right? So if this price does start to drop, it's probably going to be pretty choppy. So if you're able to, catch a position up here, great. If not, and market just looks choppy, just let the market rock. Don't try to force trades, hop into trades. Like I said, I honestly haven't traded really at all in the past 2 weeks, probably plus, just as this market is, trying to figure itself out and determine which way it wants to go. All right. So that's what I'm going to be looking at on GJ for this week. I have my high and my low marked off for whichever way price wants to go. And then we just going to let it do what it do. All right. So let's go ahead now and take a look at some cryptos. Because this is really where I'm putting my focus at right now is crypto. And this is the good thing about understanding charts and how to read charts, is that they all move the same. Once you learn charts and how they move and different things that they do, it becomes easy to read any chart. Now, don't get me wrong, every pair or every type of pair moves a little bit differently. Let's say regular cryptocurrency or forex pairs, right? GBPJPY, EUR/USD, NZD/JPY. They have a certain type of movement, right? Slow and steady, a certain type of movement. Then when you look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, Litecoin, those things tend to have patterns in them as well. And even in those groups, there's subgroups, right? So GJ moves a little bit different than EU, which moves a little bit different than NJ. So these are things that you want to get in mind. And that's one of the main reasons why I say pick a pair, stick to that pair, and don't try to switch it up, right? Learn a pair, learn the charts, how they move as a whole in general, learn structure, all that good stuff, and then migrate to other things, right? But as I was saying, looking at crypto, I typically base my stuff off of Bitcoin, or Bitcoin is the one that I really watch to get an idea for what the other ones are doing. I'm not looking to spend my days watching 15 different currencies throughout the week. Just not what I want to do with my time, right? But Bitcoin is one of the biggest, cryptocurrencies. So if you're able to analyze Bitcoin and see what's going on, you'll see if I click to these other ones that they kind of fall into line, right? So here we have Bitcoin was moving to the upside. and then it started to drop off. We go and we look at some other coins, right? It had a pull to the upside, and then it's dropping off, right? So let's take a look at Bitcoin and see what's going on here. So I did come in and mark this up very recently. I forget when, but it's definitely been some time within the last week or so. Um, but we do have Bitcoin. Let's go back a little bit. Bitcoin reached what was it, 69K before it made this crazy drop off. Now, if we could just eyeballing this, we could see that price shot up and it dropped, excuse me, it dropped more than half of its value, right? From the low to the high, it dropped more than half of its value. All right. So with that in mind, that tells me, all right, this is a time to start buying because price is low, right? We want to buy low, sell high, right? So as we continue to see this price drop, I'm going to start throwing money into these accounts, or as they begin to rise, right? Personally, the best way I hear that people say is to do it as it starts to go back up. Me personally, I'm getting in where I know is good price levels, right? So what I mean by that is we can see here that this price is dropping, but I have a level here, right? 20K is a level that I have drawn in here. We can see price found some support over here previously. So 20K is an area that I know, all right, price could start to, look to find some support here, right? So the reason I would start throwing money in now is because if this price goes, taps, and takes off, I missed my position, right? I missed my position already. But if I just throw my money in now and that were to happen, I'm already solidifying my position. Now, there is also the possibility that price continues to drop, but I'm in this for the long haul, right? So if price does continue to drop, I'm okay with that. I know that, all right, as it drops some more, as it gets a little bit lower, I'm just looking to throw more money in there, and then continues to drop whatever it wants to do. Once it starts to find its way back up, these positions are going to go into profit. All right. So don't sweat it. Like I said, me personally, I throw in as it's dropping. Throw in when you want. This is not financial advice, but this is what I do. All right. So looking at Bitcoin, I do have some demand zones marked in over here to the left. We can see these wicks over here. This black box is a daily, purple box is a weekly. But it's some strong zones being created here. All right. We did see price once when it dropped off, found some support here, did a nice little pullback to create a lower high, right? And now it seems to be dropping again. All right, we got a nice strong bearish engulfing last week, and even closing off this week, this price is moving pretty bearish, pretty nicely. All right. But again, we do have these zones here, so I want to be paying close attention to what happens to these zones. Once price reaches these levels, is price going to hold and reverse, or is it going to keep dropping? If this price does keep dropping, next level I have in mind is 14K, which is just a level that was created over here, I believe. Let's drop a little bit and see why I have this marked off. All right, so even just looking here, we can see price was somewhat rejecting this level, broke above it, and then nice little push to the upside, which I like that there. We can see a nice wick rejection up here to 14K. And if we zoom in over here, we see some nice play around this level on top, below, broke, retested, and continue to drop. All right, so 14K will be my next target if we do continue to drop, which honestly, I can see, Bitcoin potentially looking to find some find some support at 20K. If we break 20K, or I won't even say 20K. If we break these levels that I have, or these zones that I have here, so really around 19,000. If we break 19,000, I'm gonna say that Bitcoin crypto might hit a bottom, right? A bottom, and that's something that personally don't really want to see. It ain't about what we want to see though, right? It's about what market is giving us. So let's just remember to stay cautious, and trade and invest on what market is showing us, and not on what we think, feel, want, um, and just what it's giving us. All right, so I'll go ahead and give y'all a sneak peek into my a little look into my watch list, my crypto watch list. We got Bitcoin, we got ETH. ETH is the one that I'm most invested in. ETH is different. I know it's about to pop off. So just give it some time. But this even looks to me a lot cleaner than Bitcoin. As far as the charts, it just looks like, this the way that this moved sideways tells me that and even this sell-off, it wasn't a steep sell-off, right? It sold off, found some support at this level here, which was a clean, solid, clear to see zone created here. So ETH is my number one. We got Mana is one that's up there as well that I really like. We can see Mana is at a low, right? So with these coins that are at a low already, throw your chips in. Throw your chips in. They already at the bottom. We can see it's not really much more for it to even drop off, which is the time to buy. Remember, buy low, buy low, buy low, buy low. This is the time to get into these coins. Now, once they already have taken off, but I will say once they start to move, they're gonna move. So if you can find positions as they're moving, go for it. But it's a good time to start buying it. Now we got Mana. We have Link is one that I really like. Again, it's at a bottom, right? It's pretty close to the bottom, not much more for it to drop. What else we got? ADA. And these are all ones. And now looking at ADA, it's pretty low. And now though, looking at this, what I will say, this is one of the ones that I would say wait for it to start to turn before you start putting your money in, right? Because, and again, it is low. So at some point it is going to turn around and you're going to see profit. But because of the fact that, right, we don't have anything to the left to base this off of, right? We see price pushed up, and then it fell off and it even broke these previous lows. The only lows that we have to the left, it broke. All right, so I would want to see price begin to break to the upside, right? As you see, I do have this line marked off already at 63 cents. That I would want to see broken to tell me, all right, price is starting to move up right now, so I can start to buy in. Okay. Is this Blueprint? LRC. Again, another one that's at a bottom, so I would say is a good place to buy in. As well as RLC, I've been keeping my eyes on. This has been moving down, pretty down, but when it moves, I feel like it moves well. If you can see over here, this shot up crazy. This is crazy. So not too heavily invested in it, but I definitely got my eyes on it. I believe in what they have going on for this coin. And to me, it just makes sense. All right, their platform, what they're doing. So LRC is another one. And Classic, ETH Classic. This was one that I invested into heavily when it was pushing, still pumping. Nice little come up off a Classic. So also another one that I'll be keeping my eyes on. We can see when this moved, it moved. All right. So again, if y'all been here, if you still here, peep this. Okay, peep this. If you remember me pointing this out earlier, right? This bullish candle, long wick, tells me that this price is about to start falling and there could be some potential support found here. We can see wick, one more bullish candle, and then this price starting to fall off. At this level, we can see a slight support created here, okay, on top of this level. All right, this is everything I'm looking at. If you know what's up, you'll go ahead and screenshot, do whatever you got to do to lock those in. I'm not gonna go through all of them. Just pointing out a couple of the big ones for y'all. But that's what I'm looking at moving into this week, the next couple weeks, the next month of the year. September, man, we going into those birds, so buckle up. Actual trading charts get a little bit slow around this time, around the end of the year, as the markets, look to close off the year, and all that good stuff. But that's what we're looking at. All right. So hope this video was able to add some sort of value for y'all. Hope y'all got something out of this video. Keep hitting the charts, keep doing what you're doing, keep investing, and building on this skill, learning the charts, candlesticks, structure, all that good stuff, because it does pay off in the end. All right. That's what I got for y'all this week, and I'll see y'all next week. Love.